November 2023. This seemingly random Reddit post goes viral. Nothing special at first glance, yet people are freaking out. It's a Google Street snapshot of a tire repair shop in Sao Paulo. But here's the thing, it was captured 12 years earlier. Pay attention to the man in the background. He's the reason why the post went viral. Because 12 years later, he stood at the center of Madison Square Garden, still a mystery to millions of fans who could only speculate about him.
He never really gave us an explanation who he was.
Everybody knows he's working with some shamans.
Doing these rituals before the fight, everybody can feel that.
Apparently, the only thing he said was
CHAMA!
CHAMA. Yeah, he's got the scariest walkout of all time.
The year is 2004. In the favela of Sao Paulo, a family mourns the loss of a son. He leaves behind 6 brothers and sisters.
Poucas pessoas sabem da história, né? Mas morreu com 18 anos, né?
That would mark the beginning of an impossible climb to the world's greatest heights.
What advice would you give your 18-year-old self?
Do it all again.
The year is 1995.
The place where I grew up was in a rough neighborhood in Sao Paulo. It was a very poor place, where there was no hope of a much better future. Most people live below the poverty line, often in improvised wooden shacks. We are 7 children. We were 7 children. My father was a bricklayer. He would save up some money or bring home some construction material he would get at his job to build our house bit by bit, but the family was too big. We were 9 people living here. My mother was a housewife. She was always trying to do what was best for her children, but raising 7 kids is difficult, especially in the bad place we used to live. I used to fight a lot at school or in the streets.
But Alex would never fight on his own.
My brother and I were close when we were kids, like my 2 sons are today. We'd go everywhere, do everything together. We got into a bunch of fights. We were a massive handful. I'm not into studying. It's very difficult for me. Even my Portuguese is bad.
So Alex got a job quite young.
I was 12 when I started working at the tire shop. It was a big responsibility for a young boy, and my life changed completely. I would stay here all day long. I would come here at 7 or 8 a.m. until like 7 or 8 p.m. And that took a toll on my body.
He was strong, a jack of all trades. He was my best employee.
When I started working, I would always save some money to help out my mom. I would never spend that money. That was for her to help pay living costs.
His brother, however, chose a different path.
When I was 15 and he was 16, we started drifting apart because I was working full-time and he was dealing. So we drifted apart.
But things at the tire shop would still take a dark turn.
Working at the repair shop was nice, but you end up learning a few bad habits. In my case, that was drinking. I was in the midst of adults, flawed like anyone with addictions. And in that environment, I was introduced to some bad things like alcohol. I was only 12 years old and had a lot on my shoulders. Bit by bit, my consumption of alcohol increased. When I got to 16 years old, I would drink every single day. I wouldn't skip a day.
Alex is 17 when his brother passes.
Unfortunately, he took the wrong path and he's not with us anymore.
How did that happen? What was the reason for his passing?
Drugs.
Drugs?
Yeah, my drinking got worse over time. I tried to quit many times. I would drink a liter of cachaça per day. Those were very hard times. When I reached 18, 19 years old, I started wondering, how can I quit drinking once and for all? People always say that sports can save you. I've seen many stories like that, and that's how I ended up doing kickboxing. I said, I want to train so I can quit drinking.
The year is 2012. Alex is 25 years old. He has 2 sons, but he's still struggling.
I spent 4 years trying to stop drinking. It was very hard, but I reached a breaking point in 2012 when I fought Jason Wilness. I got a bit scared.
In round 2, Alex gets knocked down. He manages to get back to his feet. But with only 18 seconds left to the round,
I don't think he's going to recover from this.
Tyson by name, Tyson by name.
I thought I need to stop or my life is going to fall apart.
That's when this guy came in, Beloka Vera.
When I started training him, he would drink 1 liter of cachaça per day. I could see in him that he was fragile. I was training him in the ring one day, trying to teach him some difficult moves. I was pushing him hard, so I punched him right in the stomach and he went down. I thought to myself, he's weak. Am I wasting my time with him? But he was back up, seconds later. I saw tears in his eyes. I realized he wasn't weak. He was a warrior. He was rotten inside due to the things he used. He was contaminated.
Vera explained to Alex that he knew a special recipe, something he learned from his indigenous ancestors, that could help Alex heal from the harms of alcohol. During the healing process, Vera noticed something special. Alex had no idea, but his parents later confirmed that just like his coach, his grandparents were indigenous.
He had no idea what it meant to be indigenous. We started bringing back the spirit of his ancestors with dances.
The year is 1455. Between the northern bank of São Mateus and the Rio de Porto Seguro lived a tribe called Patacho. The name Patacho can't be translated. It comes from the sound of seawater when the water hits the land. Their language is now extinct. It was called Patachoa, the language of the Patacho warrior, because they were known to be warriors. In 1500, Pedro Álvares Cabral, a Portuguese explorer, set sail on a mission to reach India. Due to a deviation in his route, he lands in Brazil instead. Around 75 years later, the Patacho tribe encounters the Portuguese, who are attempting to consolidate control over the region. The resistance begins. In 1757, General Auditor José Javier Machado Montero seeks to suppress indigenous languages. He removes boys from their tribe to employ them in trades and distributes girls to white homes. The policy leads to the breaking up of indigenous families. Before rituals, the Patachos apply natural paint to their bodies, using designs that represent the spirits they are invoking.
In the native Tupi language, Coatan means hands of stone. My first coach gave me that nickname. I even have a tattoo of a rock because of it.
Vera teaches Alex a unique fighting style, a variation of traditional strikes with different body angles while having both feet still planted on the ground. He calls it Jaguar style.
After I quit alcohol, I got good results. Money started to come in, my life improved, many new doors opened up in my life. I was winning almost every fight. I was state champion, national champion, I was Pan American and South American champion. I also won the Open Games. Just the fact that I managed to quit drinking, to do something I always wanted to do, even if I wasn't a martial arts champion, I was already a champion at life.
Until someone would come to take it all away. At that point in time, the last style bender was a force to be reckoned with.
My first fight against Adesanya was in China. And at that time, I was skinny, but Adesanya was even skinnier than I was. And I thought, oh my, I'm gonna kill this guy.
My style was always different. I was very fluid, very creative, very intelligent with my style. I felt like I was the best.
The guy was good. What could I do?
I felt like I handily won. You can even see in our faces, he thought he lost the fight.
In the blue corner.
But then when his hand got raised, he was surprised.
I think I deserved to win. Some people say I didn't, but I think I did.
Although you lost, a lot of people thought you should have won the decision.
I won the fight. Oh, well, that's what happens when you leave it to the judges.
Alex and Izzy would fight 3 more times, but never again would they leave it to the judges. Which reminds me, the year was 2021. And I gotta say, life was great. I was putting on a real clinic out there. Doing my thing, absolutely killing it. I had no idea what was coming my way.
Wait, give me a sec. Hello?
Hi, am I talking to Mr. Gavia?
Yeah.
Your insurance payment on your truck is late.
My truck? Keep in mind, at that point in time, this is the car I was driving. I don't have a truck.
We got a brand new Range Rover insured to your name, sir.
That's impossible.
Then someone might have stolen your ID to buy the truck.
Stolen what?
Your identity.
This guy always over-dramatizes everything.
Hey Siri, call my bank.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Call bank now.
Calling Tank Sinatra.
No, my bank!
Calling your bunk. Is it nap time?
Stop f***ing with me!
I won't respond to that.
I rushed to file a police report. I was somewhat under the illusion that the cops would actually help me. Instead, this is what I got.
You thought you were safe, didn't you?
No, I didn't. I totally did.
Americans are losing billions of dollars a year due to cybercrime.
Oh my God. But I'm Canadian.
Your information is not safe. Ticketmaster just announced that over 500 million of their customers had their data stolen by hackers.
I asked, can't you just help me? He said,
no.
And then,
You're
if only I had known about Aura. Aura monitors the dark web, notifies you when they find your information on it, identifies data brokers selling your information, and automatically submits opt-out requests on your behalf. Aura gives you fast fraud notifications, letting you know if someone is opening a bank account in your name or any suspicious transactions in your bank account. Aura also offers up to $1 million per adult as insurance for eligible out-of-pocket expenses due to identity theft. Listen, my identity got stolen 6 months before I found out. By then, 5 different bank accounts were opened under my name and 2 cars were bought. I spent hours on the phone calling the banks, credit agencies, and government offices. I'd be put on hold for so long that I'd forget why I was calling in the first place. If you want to take the proper steps to avoid getting your identity stolen like I did, Aura is giving my viewers a 2-week free trial. That's enough time to see how at risk you really are. Go to aura.com/Gavia to access your 2-week free trial. The link is in the description. Thanks to Aura for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get back to it.
I had the opportunity to fight Adesanya again in 2017.
That was in Brazil.
Chegamos à penúltima luta da noite.
We fought the first round and we were pretty much evenly matched. When we went to the second round, he got a few punches in.
I put him on skates.
I simply got tired.
But then the referee saved him and gave him an 8-count to rest. Cause what? We're in his hometown in Brazil. In the third round, he had some gusto, picked it up because he was down 2 rounds.
2 punches. He dodged the first, but the second, the left hook, hit him.
He fell down, unconscious.
My first and only ever knockout loss, and then
This kid, this fucking little head, like a baby, came over and just laid on the ground, just like. And I thought to myself,
mock you?
Yeah,
it was probably his kid, right? Was that his kid?
I don't know. He could have got it either way. If your dad don't spank you, I'll spank you.
That's hilarious.
Izzy will remember that. Keep watching.
Then in 2017, I entered the Glory Championship and I won. I defended my Glory title many times. Then I had the chance to fight for the light heavyweight belt, becoming champion in 2 different weight classes.
Meanwhile, Adesanya climbs to the top of the UFC.
It's pretty rare you see a guy make his UFC debut with this kind of hype.
When Israel Adesanya joined the UFC, I started taking a close look because I had the interest of fighting in MMA.
he watches all my fights, and every time I fight, like clockwork, he'll try and put something out like, I beat this guy.
My first UFC fight, I got sent a video that he posted, like, I knocked this guy out. My second UFC fight, he posted it again. Third UFC fight. So I'm winning in life, and he's in some favela somewhere, and he's just like seeing me shining in life.
Adesanya becomes a UFC champion, while Alex is a champion in Glory. Everything seems perfect, until a wild card steps in.
I was introduced to Glover.
UFC veteran Glover Teixeira invites Alex to train with him in preparation for his #1 contender fight against Thiago Santos.
Our first meeting was right here. We took a picture the first day we met. We went straight into training, and man, we clicked right away. I came here to try and help him in any way I could, but I ended up being the one who got help. We started talking and found out we liked the same things.
I help him out with the wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and he helped everybody with the striking.
And I realized kickboxing was not enough for me anymore.
Too strong, man. He just wants to do MMA.
And Izzy had to open his mouth.
There is a video of an interview with Israel Adesanya that motivated me so much.
At the end of the day, no one knows who the he is, and he's gonna be that guy when I'm world champion, when I'm a legend. He's gonna be at some pub, talking some shit about, I beat that guy one time, trying to get it sucked from a crack some shit.
I felt challenged.
If Izzy just shut up, he would have stayed where he was.
Hello guys, now it's official. UFC, thank you. I'm so happy to be part of the family.
Let's go.
October 2021.
I am beyond excited to see this man's debut. This is one of the most ferocious fighters that has ever entered into the sport.
Alex starts chasing Adesanya, while Glover fights for the light heavyweight belt.
One goal, man. One goal. Nothing else to think about. When you want that more than anything, man.
Just 4 years into his UFC career, Israel Adesanya on his way to becoming the greatest middleweight champion of all time.
After training with Glover for a while, Alex officially moves to Danbury, Connecticut. He buys a house there.
Você acabou encontrando um mentor, né, cara? É um negócio diferente, não é só... Você acabou achando um mentor, né,
amigo, we become good friends and good training partners, you know?
Now, Glover has an incredible story of his own, which is probably the most underrated on my channel. It's available to all membership supporters on here and Patreon. If you want to watch it, join the memberships below. It's gonna help us out, and you're gonna get access to a bunch of exclusive content. Thank you.
Let's get it on!
Agora daí, Glover.
Tá um pouquinho só assim, tá no rumo certinho, velho. Só tem que abaixar um pouco.
Convicção! Eu insisti na parada, persisti.
July 2022. Alex and Izzy fight on the same card, just not against each other.
I was getting fast-tracked because of the story and the magnitude of this fight. And I welcomed it because I know the legacy that's behind it.
Who's the best striker on stage? I mean, I would say me, but I mean, that man was the one that slept that man, so...
Did you watch the whole fight?
No, I don't watch
Exactly, do your job next time.
Oh man, I made the champion man with his frosted tips and his watch. Oh no!
Trust me, he knows I put him on skates last time. And this time when I put you on skates, I'm gonna leave you frozen like Elsa.
Alex, get
Hey man, you better focus on your guy, even though he's gonna you up too.
Yeah, the way he slept your ass.
Like I said, focus on this guy. He's a tough opponent, and you focus on him as well. They've been asked more about me this whole fight camp than each other. So you need to focus on the work you're doing, because trust me, he will sleep you if not.
Hey, Izzy, why don't you tell me what not to do?
I mean, that is the same hook he knocked out Adesanya with.
Next, that Poha. Trust me, next time I put you on skates, you're gonna get like frozen, like Elsa. I'll leave it at that.
20 down, 5 to go.
It seems like we're looking at 3-1 pretty comfortably for the champion.
I thought I was losing. I knew because my corner told me so.
Hey, listen, we're way behind. You want to be a champion, man, you gotta give everything you have.
Then I asked, do I have to knock him out to win this fight? And he said, yeah, you have to knock him out.
5th and final round.
This is the round of my life.
In the aftermath of the fight, Izzy spots Alex's sons in the audience.
Eu me sinto muito bem, muito feliz. Já estava escrito. Eu sabia que eu ia ser campeão. Eu falo pra você, eu tive uma luta diária.
Quando o Platão estreou, eu falei assim, 1 ano ou 1 ano e meio ele vai ser campeão dessa categoria. E exatamente 1 ano ele foi. Não tô aqui pra conversar Não, eu tô aqui pra falar a verdade. A verdade dói às vezes.
The new UFC middleweight champion of the world, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Pereira!
So close again. It's okay, I'll get him again.
Se você for o campeão, você vai dar uma revanche pro Adesanya?
Eu luto com quantas vezes ele quiser. Pra mim.
But rumors start circulating around Alex's future in the division.
People are talking a lot about whether or not Alex Pereira needs to move up a weight class because he's so big.
The middleweight division was wearing me down. The struggle with cutting weight has always been really difficult.
Pereira walks around like 40 pounds heavier than 185. He's huge.
From the moment I entered the UFC, it was tough. But the situation kept getting worse each time.
I wonder how long he could do that.
Then I had my first title defense. It was a rematch against Adesanya.
This fight, like I've said, this is my 8-mile moment. This is it. One more shot at this. I put everything on my back. I've done everything in my power to make sure I do the worst thing to this man this weekend. I'm done with this talking shit. You guys want to hear me talk or you want to hear me fight?
Ele fez isso nas últimas 3 lutas. Ele falou a mesma coisa e não fez.
Who did this the past 3 fights? He said the same things, and the result was that.
You don't even understand what I said, and I don't understand what you said. What's going to happen this weekend is we're going to fight and see who the best man is at the end.
And for you, Izzy, on Saturday, what is most important to you? Is it about regaining the UFC title and being world champion again, or is it simply beating
the belt? I'm coming for his head.
The last style bender's undeniable conviction that in this historic series, tonight, will finally be his moment.
Sir, you ready, sir? Round 1, let's go.
Izzy has an angry look in his face.
Now Pereira's stalking here late in the round.
Oh, that one hurt him.
Izzy's got to be careful here.
Pereira is so dangerous.
Oh, jab to the body and a right hand up top.
Oh, Pereira landed on the left.
In the aftermath of the fight, Izzy spots Alex's sons in the audience.
Before it's all said and done, you think you fight Alex again?
Why?
Okay, so you don't feel it.
I have only a few more fights left in my career.
Okay.
Less than 20. I don't want to spend the same time trying to fight the same guy to please everyone else. I just want to prove I could beat him to myself. I've done that. That's why he's like trying to fight me, because they need it.
Sure.
I'm up. They need it. I don't.
A while back, I was driving in Brazil and I drove past a tire shop. I saw the guys grinding away, working hard, and I thought, man, what a life. And if I could give advice to my younger self, when I was 12 years old at the tire shop, it would definitely be, don't give up. Your life will be very hard, but you have enormous potential, and you're going to conquer the world.
Pô, é isso, é uma luta, é uma guerra, mas eu acho que não desistam nunca, pessoal, porque as coisas são difíceis, mas com fé em Deus, as coisas vão melhorar, tá bom? Fica abraço aqui.
Surround yourself with good people, and everything will work out.
Molecada, vou entregar o presente ali.
Que isso? Que isso aqui, tá?
Hã?
I see a lot of people who go for their first fight, and anyone can do that, because all you need to get in there is a little bit of courage. But real courage is for the one who comes back, who goes through tough situations and returns. That's the one with courage.
With the rematch against Izzy now off the table, Alex makes an announcement.
My next fight will be at 205. I'm great in that weight class. I feel really good.
Now we're gonna go make a history, now the title.
November 2023, this seemingly random Reddit post goes viral.
You see me here speaking and sharing a little bit of my story, where I came from, what I used to do, how I got here. So I want to show you that everything is possible. Maybe you don't want to be a champion, not a fighting champion, but you want to become a champion in life.
The most important part of his journey is him being able to overcome a bad start and choose the path of hard work and self-improvement.
Do you think your brother would be by your side today, following what you're going through? Or do you think he'd also be a fighter?
I think he had everything to become a fighter too. And maybe if he had known about it too, maybe he could be here with me. Because in most of our fights, he usually had the upper hand, always won. So I think that would have been awesome.
Alex wins the light heavyweight belt, while Adesanya loses his to Sean Strickland. Months after, he gives an interview in which he talks about Alex. He becomes the man sitting in the bar.
I know it's unusual for a champion to call out somebody, but I have some unfinished business. It's someone who, in a way, encouraged me. He mentioned in a video that I would stay at the bar. This guy also recently said he would return only in 2027. And just like he rescued me, I want to rescue him because he's a talent. He can come now and we can battle for the title. Hey, Adesanya, come to daddy.
Today, significant efforts are being made for the reconstruction of Pachoa, the language of the Patacho warrior. There are two sides to every story, and the story of the last style bender is definitely worth the watch. Now, it's a bit weird, I was going through Mr. Rogers' face, but I'm sure it'll keep you guys entertained, so I'll see you guys there. Take care.